So something that's always kind of struck me as a little bit weird is like the seemingly lack of people that vocally play hardcore. Not that the game mode is dead, far from it, but people always just seem to play the core game modes. This extends to a lot of COD YouTubers as well. The majority of them seem to only play and talk about core. There's nothing wrong with it really, core is a fine game mode and it's probably more just a case of playing what you're used to. However, today I am here to talk to you about why I play hardcore and why I think you should try it out. So, personally I've always been a big Team Deathmatch player, so this is kind of going to be written from the Team Deathmatch perspective. I mean, I had my times on Modern Warfare 2 playing Domination, Hardpoint on Black Ops 2, etc, but I always personally just go back to TDM in the end. This is probably because I'm mainly a solo player. Coordinating as a team of randoms is difficult, we've all had that kind of experience and we all know that. It's not impossible, but it is rare that your team will focus on the objective in respawn modes like Domination. It's really hard to solo carry in these game modes, and it's hard to solo carry in Team Deathmatch too, but it's a lot easier to just forget about the shortcomings of your team and focus on just fragging out. My most played game mode in the past 2 COD titles I've played, Infinite Warfare and Black Ops 4, has by far been hardcore Team Deathmatch. I remember a lot of people in the Modern Warfare 2 times used to say that hardcore rewarded luck because you die in one bullet, which isn't exactly wrong and still holds somewhat true now, and it probably always will for hardcore. There's just too much of an element of luck. However, I think that hardcore is one of the best game modes in Call of Duty, and I'm here to explain why you should try it out in Black Ops 4, because it is pretty good this time. If you already know how hardcore works, feel free to skip ahead to the time shown on screen now, but if you want a refresher for Black Ops 4, or you're new to the game mode entirely, feel free to stick around. Hardcore in Black Ops 4 reduces players' health to 28, it's that specific number for some balancing reason. Usually in other iterations it's usually about 30, whilst leaving the damage received and given from all sources, so weapons, equipment and such, exactly the same. This means that a lot of weapons will kill in 1 or 2 shots, even at extreme ranges, and it vastly increases your overall lethality, along with your overall vulnerability. Health regeneration, or in this case manual healing, is disabled, and the only way to heal in Black Ops 4's hardcore modes are by receiving Crash's TAC 5 health boost, which puts you up to 80 health, or 78 I believe maybe, in Black Ops 4. Or by utilising the stim shot equipment, which most of you will know if you play Black Ops 4, it's pretty much the best equipment in the game. It only gives you 1 heal per life in Black Ops 4 Hardcore, you only get the 1. The hardcore game modes also remove all of your heads up display, making it impossible to see your ammo counter, score streak progression menu, etc. There are ways to restore at some elements of the HUD, for example by utilising a score streak that enables the radar like the UAV, or by firing recon sensor dart you can actually see the radar for a select amount of time. Today we are going to talk about hardcore Team Deathmatch specifically, where respawns are unrestricted, even though in this video I am actually going to be playing some hardcore Domination in a moment, which is pretty much just because of the hardcore Nuketown playlist that's currently available. However, if you are playing a game mode with spawn restrictions like S&D, or other objective rules that are usually in place in the core version like Domination, they will also be present in the hardcore version. At the real base of it, the only thing that changes mechanically in hardcore is the removal of the HUD, radar, and changes to the health mechanic. Now let's get into how hardcore changes the game for the better. In the hardcore mode of Call of Duty, what is more important, damage or accuracy?
I'm pretty sure
no, boys,
it has to be accuracy.
No,
James,
shut the fuck up, James.
It's definitely netcode.
20 hertz. 20 hertz.
Life's really good.
What do you mean it's 60 hertz now?
It's not just
It's damage? No, it was accuracy.
Oh, I told you it was accuracy, dickhead.
Accuracy is one of the most important elements of playing hardcore. You could be using the absolute worst gun in the game, but if you're accurate you can do really, really well. Core has its meta pick weapons like, the Sorg, Spitfire, ICR, Maddox, etc. But in hardcore you can quite easily run around with the pistol and do fairly well. Hardcore is all about accuracy, so if you're already a fairly accurate player, you'll do quite well. On the other hand, if you are not that accurate but you still want to play hardcore, it's going to force you to become a better shot very quickly because you'll lose almost every gunfight against accurate players. It'll also teach you how to avoid shooting your teammates in the back of the head, which is always a great transferable skill to have, although not much can be done about little Timmy sprinting into your line of fire. So this follows on from the last point. Core has, of course, as I said, its de facto best weapons, and most players will gravitate towards those options because they are the most competitive choices, often leaving other weapons that may only be marginally, subjectively worse in the dust, even if they are pretty decent on their own. Due to the low health nature of hardcore, it makes many weapons far more viable for standard pub play than they would be in core. Although one exception I'd have to say would maybe be the sniper rifles, seeing as you still need the pinpoint accuracy they require in core, but other people are going to be able to challenge and kill you way easier than they would be able to. This doesn't make them unusable, of course, they just require a little bit more skill and better sense of positioning, but if you're already a good core sniper, you'll probably do alright in hardcore. This is also true for some score streaks like the Sentry, which can be way more viable to use in hardcore, even if it is a dick move. Like, why the fuck would you use this tiny little gun when it's so hard to take out, you scrubby little crap? Anyway, some kill streaks do suffer in hardcore. Generally, anything explosive is a no-no, apart from maybe the Hellstorm. Blind explosives can often cause team kills, and you don't want to risk getting kicked because you used the score streak in the wrong spot. This is also very true for specialists like Battery. Battery is generally a really bad choice for hardcore. Hardcore is actually great for gaining a lot of XP and getting challenges done. Seeing as most guns will kill in one shot in hardcore, you'll quite often get the one shot one kill medal, which gains a tiny bit of extra XP every time you get it. It's only a small amount of XP, I think it's roughly around 50 XP every time you get the medal, but if you are getting 20 of these medals every game, you can kind of see how it starts to add up. As for challenges, hardcore is especially good for headshot and multi-kill challenges, generally anything that involves killing, along with one shot one kill and collateral challenges. To name a few, there are many more that hardcore is a really good option for. Seeing as headshots, in terms of bullets to kill, are fairly useless for most guns in core, if they're not using high caliber anyway, it is much easier to try and grind out your headshots in the hardcore mode. Generally speaking, only one bullet needs to hit the head and it's a guaranteed kill on almost any gun. Being able to grind out camos much quicker on hardcore means you'll be making more progress towards dark matter, and you'll be making that progress much quicker, and the camo challenges will be rolling in thick and fast, giving you more XP towards your next level. It's really easy to kind of just jump into a core game mode, pop some music on and just kind of play without really concentrating. However, you're unlikely to learn or improve much if you're just mindlessly playing. I mean, we all do it, I still do it, but seeing as hardcore removes the HUD and puts more of an emphasis on positioning, accuracy and game sense, it feels a tad more serious in terms of how you play the game mode. You'll find yourself listening more to audio cues that reveal the presence of your enemies, or even just developing a sense of where people will spawn, based off nothing more than the position of one of your teammates. One thing I never really learned until I started playing hardcore was tracking friendly deaths, taking a mental note of teammates' positioning and their names, so that when they died 10 seconds later in the kill feed, you'll know roughly where an enemy is based on the death of your teammates. It takes a while to develop stuff like this playing hardcore, but it will improve your overall game sense and make you a much better player. Finally, hardcore's just really fun. I mean, core's fun too, don't get me wrong, but hardcore allows for such risky plays and really tense gunfights and encounters that it does feel like the game mode that provides the better experience. The feeling of firing 6 bullets and getting 6 kills in 10 seconds without a sniper rifle is something that just can't really be found in core, or the feeling of managing to fight off 4 different players simply down to having better accuracy and positioning. Aside from all the game element stuff like, game sense, weapon variety and so on and so forth, hardcore truly is just a really fun game mode that allows for constant action and really allows you to get immersed into the game. If you've never tried hardcore, now is definitely the time to. It's actually not that bad in Black Ops 4. I'd say it's probably one of the better iterations out there, although some weapons do, well, in general they need a balancing pass, not just in hardcore. Hardcore has many great aspects to it that you probably just won't find in core, so it is definitely worth trying out, at least for a night or two. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, leave a like. Do you prefer hardcore or core? Let me know in the comments below. And also, we have a brand new Discord where anyone is welcome to join, whether you've been a fan of the channel for a while or you've only just joined us on this video. The link to join is in the description, and I hope to see you there. You can chat, play games, listen to music, whatever. Anyone is welcome. Don't forget to check out the channel and subscribe if you like what you see. There is plenty more content coming soon for Black Ops 4, Red Dead 2, Red Dead Online, Call of Duty Zombies, Ark Survival Evolved, and even more coming soon. I'm hopefully looking to get into some of the asymmetrical horror survival games that are coming out soon. Last year, The Nightmare, and Hide or Die whenever that comes out, because that looks really good. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.